Welcome to Bed Crime Stories podcast. I'm your host, T. I hope you guys are all doing well. Do me a favor, smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you're interested in supporting my work, please consider a Patreon membership. I'm currently not monetized. During Donna Adelson's trial for her role in her former son-in-law's death, Dan Markel's death, cell phone expert Sergeant Chris Corbitt of the Tallahassee PD testified that the cell phone of Donna's husband, Harvey, communicated with the hitman Sigfredo Garcia. Garcia is serving a life sentence for his role as the trigger man on Friday, July 18th of 2014, when Dan Markel was shot. Garcia initiated the call to Harvey Adelson's phone on July 1st, 2014 at 5:20 p.m. The 37-second call went to Harvey's voicemail.
Subjects in the investigation. We use analytical software to kind of help us out with this, to crunch large numbers, but we were able to actually compare all of the handsets that were here in Tallahassee around those specific locations and times with all of the records, the phones and the phones that they were communicating with for all of our subjects in the investigation. And what we did find is, and this is slide 19, we did find a common number, this 7. That was a phone number that was present here in Tallahassee around the Premier Health and Fitness that was also in the call detail records for one of the subjects of the investigation.
And was that subject Harvey Adelson?
It was, yes.
And is this Harvey Adelson?
It is, yes.
Okay, and this is an example of his call detail records?
That is correct.
Okay, so Harvey Adelson is the husband of Donna Adelson, father of Charlie Adelson and Wendi Adelson?
Correct.
All right, can you give us more information about this call that you found?
So what we see, and this is just an excerpt, I'm on slide 20, from Mr. Adelson's, Harvey Adelson's call detail records for July 1st of 2014, and we see that 786 number I just spoke about. And this is a good example of some of the things we see with call detail records. It looks like 3 calls or 3 entries here, but this is actually just one event. And in the records, we also see the kind of the routing or the way they call, like this one that was routed to voicemail, how it kind of traverses through the network. But these are 3 lines, or it looks like 3 events, but this is just one incoming phone call from that 786 number. And again, that was on July 1st of 2014 at 5:20 p.m.
Okay, so here we have this one call on July 1st, 2014. What was the duration of this one call?
The duration is listed as 37 seconds.
And 37 seconds as in, does that include the amount of time that it's taking a phone to ring?
In this case, it does not. They do provide us both a seizure time, which is how long the phone rings or how long it takes to connect, and then an overall duration.
Okay, so a 37-second call. Do we know whether this call was routed to voicemail?
This call indicates that it was routed to voicemail.
Okay, so the 37 seconds, would that include an amount of time for a voicemail to play and an amount of time for a message to be left, if a message was left?
It could, yes.
No one except Sigfredo Garcia and possibly Harvey Adelson too knows what the call was about. I don't know if he actually left a voicemail, but the call is a direct link between the man who shot Dan Markel, Sigfredo Garcia, and Harvey Adelson. Now, the call could have been Sigfredo trying to get a hold of Charlie Adelson, who was dating his baby mama, Katie McVanoa. Maybe Sigfredo accidentally dialed the elder Adelson, or Garcia could have wanted to speak to Harvey. It's hard to believe that dentist Harvey would not have been involved to some degree in the crime. After all, Harvey is married to the newly convicted Donna Adelson, and he's also the father of Charlie Adelson, who is serving a life sentence for the crime. And there are details that could link Harvey to the crime. There's that call from Sigfredo Garcia to Harvey. There's the fact that Harvey's cell phone was in the car with Donna's cell phone when she delivered wads of freshly washed cash to her son Charlie on the night of the crime. Payment for the hitmen. Surely Harvey was aware of the reason he and Donna stopped off at Charlie's house that night. It could also be argued that Harvey, like Donna, showed a consciousness of guilt when he headed to the Miami International Airport with a one-way ticket to Vietnam in hand. Vietnam is a non-extradition country. Do you think Harvey would be on board for a plan to suddenly take off for Vietnam on a one-way ticket if he didn't share Donna's concerns about finding herself charged for her role in Dan Markel's death? In addition, Harvey celebrated his 70th birthday in 2014, and some Adelson family members seem to speak in terms of Harvey's birthday present maybe being Dan Markel's death. For example, in March of 2014, Donna Adelson texted Charlie, quote, "I know you'll come through," end quote, about a birthday present for Harvey. And right after the hitmen rented cars for both their first trip to Tallahassee in June of 2014 and their second trip there in July of 2014 when the crime was committed, Katie McManua called Charlie Adelson, and then Charlie immediately called his parents' residence. So we don't know if Charlie spoke with Donna or Harvey or both of them, but it is suspicious. Also, after the crime, a Lexus that had been registered to Harvey Adelson ended up belonging to Katie McManua. Katie claims she paid $1,700 for the Lexus. $1,700 for a very nice used Lexus is, in general, a smoking deal. If she even paid that. To me, all of this stuff links Harvey to the crime. But is it enough to prosecute him? And is there additional evidence that we just don't know about that shows that he played some type of role in this sinister plot? If he was involved, I hope that he gets charged. Everyone involved needs to be charged and tried. Now I want to discuss a suspicious behavior that Harvey Adelson has exhibited on multiple occasions and that I believe he passed on to his daughter, Wendi, and it is very sus. Wendi Adelson's former boyfriend, Jeff Lacasse, has said that Wendi is a non-confrontational person, and he cited the example of Wendi waiting until Dan Markel flew to New York City to give a lecture to tell him that she was leaving him, and before Dan could even arrive back in Tallahassee to talk with her about it, Wendi, with the help of her parents, Donna and Harvey, had moved out of their shared home on Trescott Drive and moved into a rental house about a 15-minute drive away. In this way, Wendi avoided having a grown-up face-to-face discussion with Dan. Dan had no choice in the matter, and he described the whole situation as his personal Pearl Harbor. I believe that Wendi learned this avoidance behavior from her father, Harvey.
Makes sense. I should have broke up with her. But we've been apart 16 days. She wants another week. But recall that when she left Danny, she just moved out while it was gone. So confrontation isn't her thing, you know.
I think Wendi learned this avoidance, non-confrontational behavior from her father, Harvey. And I say this because I've heard 3 people in this case describe Harvey as someone who doesn't look you in the eye during tricky situations, uncomfortable situations, perhaps when he feels guilty, perhaps when he thinks that you know that he might be involved, allegedly. For example, after Dan's murder, when his parents and sister flew to Tallahassee and went over to Wendi's rental home, Wendi's mother, Donna, greeted them warmly at the door, But Wendy's father, Harvey, was described by Ruth Markel as giving them a meek hello as he passed them and kept moving. Ruth said that although Harvey kept walking past them without stopping, he looked as though he didn't know where to go. It sounds like it was very awkward. And as Ruth tried to get some sit-down time with Wendi, Wendi just kept herself completely surrounded by her friends and her family. They were almost like a fortress around her. Wendi clearly did not want to have one-on-one time with Ruth. And recently, I heard the lead investigator on the case, Detective Craig Isom of the Tallahassee PD, describe how Donna and Harvey acted when he met them briefly at Dan Markel's memorial service in July of 2014. Detective Isom said Donna knew he was a police officer and came up to him at the memorial to ask if there had been any developments in the case. To me, this signals that Donna Adelson has cojones of steel, if you know what I mean. We know now that Donna was definitely involved in the plot to unalive Dan. Some people call her the mastermind of the crime. So mere days after the hitman shot Dan in the head, which ultimately took his life, Donna has the nerve and audacity to go up to the lead detective on the case to ask if there's any news about who might have done it. In my opinion, Donna must wear the pants in the relationship, and Harvey is the type of husband who says, "If it makes you happy, Donna, we'll do it." Detective Isom told Donna he didn't have any solid leads. Isom also asked to schedule an interview with Donna and Harvey while they were still in Tallahassee. Isom explained that he'd like to get their statements, and he said at the time he did not suspect they were involved in the crime. Isom just wanted to take care of this standard protocol of interviewing key people. Per Isom, Donna immediately said, "Oh, we don't have time. We have the boys to take care of." Isom suggested that he could talk to Donna and Harvey when their other grandparents, Ruth and Phil Markel, were spending time with the boys. And Isom was like, "We can chat anywhere. It doesn't have to be at the police station." He gave Donna his card and said, "Here's my card, here's my cell phone number, call me, and I'll come wherever you are to make it convenient." Isom said that Donna seemed to understand and sort of gave him a look of okay, but she didn't actually say anything or agree to speak with him. So Donna took Isom's card and she called Harvey over to introduce him to Detective Isom. Isom said that Harvey was standing off to the side and Donna had to actually implore him to come over and speak to Isom. Detective Isom said Harvey walked over but did not make eye contact and didn't say anything more than a greeting. And the Adelsons actually did not call Detective Isom back. They snuck out of town the next day and went to Miami. Now, one of Dan Markel's friends, Tamara Demko, told the police that Harvey Adelson did not look her in the eye at the family gathering at Wendy's house. This gave Tamara an uneasy feeling about Harvey and really about the entire Adelson family aside from Rob.
You don't suspect anything suspicious about her mom?
Not so much, no.
But her dad, you're feeling some vibes because of him not wanting to look you in the eye yesterday. And
then today not wanting to look me at all. No.
Did he acknowledge you at all today?
No, he didn't. Not at all. And he and his son had a dental practice. He was well respected in the community down in South Florida. Which has a lot of resources, and I'm sure that if anything were to take place, they would be extremely smart about it. But I got a vibe from him, like, I know you suspect me, and I'm done.
I personally believe that people who are guilty of something may try to avoid the gaze of other people. Some people, when they're lying, may open and close their eyes a lot, flutter their eyes. rapid eye movement, I think they call it. Wendi Adelson seems to do this when she's on the stand, perhaps when she's nervous, or maybe when she's telling a fib. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please smash that like button and leave me a comment. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.